Amazon ads. I like Amazon ads a lot. They're really easy to set up. You set them up from your Kindle Direct Publishing. They can be really inexpensive to run. You know, again, you just set your budget like $5 a day or $20 a day, whatever. They hardly ever spend all of it, but they could. So yeah, they might. They've never spent any of my, they've never spent over, I don't know, $20 a day or something. So they do work to sell books. For me, they're profitable. They actually are way less scary than Facebook. So I usually now make maybe, this is clearing, you know, I spend maybe, see, you're like, what's your budget? I don't do budget. I'm very bad. I'm retiring next year, and I think I'm going to have to start doing budgets and accounting and all this stuff, which I don't like. My parents wanted me to be an tax lawyer, so I went to college declaring philosophy, my love, and accounting, double major, probably the only one in history. And I had to put accounting on pass fail because it was so boring. I couldn't, anyway, it's just not my thing. So, but I probably spend on Amazon ads, it kind of varies, but I probably spend a couple $1,000s a month on the ads, maybe between $2,000 and $5,000 a month, let's say, or maybe, yeah, but maybe around $2,000, $3,000 usually, $1,000 a month. And I make net, not gross. So what I actually take home from Amazon ads, usually $3,000 to $6,000 a month, just from the Amazon ads. So see, combined with the Facebook ads, what, you know, is I do spend a lot of other money making the book, like editors and covers, and I spend a lot of money, but so what I actually make is much less. But if you didn't, your Amazon ads are a very good way to go, because they're very easy. It's not as complicated by a long shot as the Facebook. You don't even do a lot of creative. You don't do any creative, really. They show the book cover, so you don't get to select the image. They only give you 150 characters for your kind of hook. So it has to be very short, has to be very catchy. And the only thing you really can control is who the ad is shown to. And that's going to be important, obviously. So you can enter keywords like other authors' names that are similar to yours, or other books' names that are similar to yours. Or they have options where you just pick a category like thriller or children's book, and it will just show it to people who are searching for children's books. And another great thing about Amazon is it will show it to people who are looking for books. I mean, Facebook, people are just like looking for their friends' cat pictures, or like killing time because they're at the doctor's office or whatever. You know, they're not necessarily looking to buy a book. But on Amazon, when people search for a book, they're looking to buy a book. So you're much, you know, the ads work pretty well because they're shown to people who want to buy books, and they're shown specifically to people who want to buy a book like yours if you set it up so that, and they're really easy to set up because, I mean, you can make them complicated with all kinds of keywords, and you can search the best sellers in your category and get all of the titles of the top 100 and the top 100 authors. You can put all that in. I've done that. I haven't found that it works any better than just letting Amazon, like you can set it to automatic where you don't have to enter anything. I mean, for me, that works as well sometimes. Not always. You have to watch it because some of them work and some don't work. Kind of depends on what you say in your copy, and I don't know, maybe the way the cover looks or whatever. But you can also be a little bit like a compromise between 1,000 keywords, because it can take a lot of keywords in each ad. And just letting Amazon do everything, like automatic, you do it, show it to whoever you think is the best person to see it. In between, the kind of Goldilocks approach is to select a category, like show it to people who like cozy mysteries, or show it to people who are looking for memoir. And you can do that very easily with, if you just go into the Kindle Direct Publishing, you can do it from your KDP account. Once you've got a book in there, it will say, do you want to promote it? And you click on that and it will give you options for advertising, and they're very, very easy to set up. And like I said, you can control the budget so they can be inexpensive to run. And the problem for most people who do this is they want to spend more. Like me, I wish they would spend more of my money because then I could make more money. But the way the ads are set up, it's a bidding system. So a Facebook actually is a bidding system too. But anyway, I'm going to show you a little bit more. So there are 3 types of Amazon ads. They're sponsored ads, sponsored brands. To be a sponsored brand, you really have to have a whole book series published. And then you can do some sponsored brands because it will show at the top of the screen. It doesn't have hardly any words, but it will show like your 6 book covers. And maybe you can use, I've done a few of these. They haven't worked that well for me, but I see them and I think they should work. But I think you have to have a whole series of books and you only get to put in a couple of words. It's even shorter than the sponsored product. I've used also the lock screen ads. I've had some that work, but not as well as the sponsored products. And most of the other authors I know say the same thing. The sponsored product worked the best. Some people have had great success with lock screen. Lock screen shows up on your Kindle or an e-reader on the screen. It's like if you have a Kindle or an e-reader and you open it up, well, I guess a Kindle, because that's Amazon. You open it up and you see an ad right away. That's a lock screen ad. Sponsored product is when you're searching on your phone or your computer or your iPad or whatever for a book, and you see all those sponsored books that show up. There are also bots, or you might like this. If you get a certain number of reviews on Amazon, they start promoting your book. If your book gets attention, again, it's that kind of pull yourself up by the bootstraps. If people start searching on your book, Amazon starts promoting your book. So the more attention, so that's another actually advantage of running a Facebook ad to Amazon. That's going to get you a lot of traffic and Amazon is going to notice. And when Amazon notices, they will help you sell your book. And they will actually give you, they'll come to you and say, do you want to be part of this special readers program? Always say yes. If Amazon ever asks, do you want to be part of the special program? Say yes and do it, even if it means giving your book away for free. Like they have programs where they'll give you $500 and you have to give your book away for free to certain, they're very select readers who are part of this program for like a month. But you're going to make money if you have more. I mean, you have to have more than one book, but I found that the other book starts selling and even that book starts selling. The weird thing too about the Facebook ads, so I give that book away for free, right? So I advertise and I say, get Wolf for free. It increases my sales of Wolf on Amazon. They could get the book for free. So they read it and they're like, wow, that book sounds really interesting. I don't trust her. I mean, I don't know what goes through their mind, but it's like, I don't want the book for free. I want to go pay $9.99 on Amazon. And they do. It's weird, but a lot of people do. So actually the ads help the Amazon sales and probably Barnes and Noble and stuff too. I just keep track of the Amazon ones. I mean, they're the only ones I can keep track of because I also publish there. So sponsored ads. Setting up the Amazon ad, this is what it will look like. You click that sponsored ad and you'll get a screen like this and you can give it a name and a date. I usually run mine with no end date. They're just going on indefinitely and then you can turn them off and adjust them, you know, whenever you want. This is what the screen says. I didn't put $100 in there. They put $100 in there. So you change that. You know, if you want $10, you take out one of those zeros, or you want $1 or whatever. And then you can do automatic targeting or manual. If you do automatic, there you go. They show it to who they think will buy it. And, you know, they have a pretty strong, forceful algorithm. So they have a pretty good idea. You know, automatic can work pretty well. Then you get to choose your bidding strategy, dynamic bids down only. That means if you, well, you can't see on this screen, but there's going to be, I think, the next screen where you'll put in a bid, like they'll tell you, they'll recommend, they usually recommend high, like don't do what they recommend, or you could spend a lot of money. But let's say they say most people bid $1. Maybe I'll bid 37 cents. That's per click. And so the dynamic down bid is they will bid, Amazon tries to bid as the lowest as possible. So if you say 37 cents and you can win the bid, meaning you'll get your ad shown because at that moment you have the highest bid in that category or whatever. And the highest bid is really 27 cents, they'll show up for 27 cents. They will not charge you 37 cents, even if you bid 37 cents. They'll charge you the lowest. So dynamic down bids only means that the highest they ever go is 37 cents. And they, they'll know no matter which one of these click, if you choose, if you can get it for 20 cents, they'll give it to you for 20 cents. So that, but they'll only be able to go down from 37 if you push dynamic down bids only. If you push dynamic bids up and down, then they can do a maximum of 100% more. So, they could do whatever, 70, whatever's 2 cents or 4 cents or whatever it would be. And that's as high as they would go, up or down. But they can, if they think that you would win the bid and help you make a sale, they'll go up, but only in the case that the algorithm thinks, hey, this is, I want to show it to this person. I use both of these. Like what I'll do is I might set it up with dynamic up and down bids. And if it's not being profitable, I'll change it to dynamic down only. So it will quit spending as much and see if I can make it profitable. Fixed bids will show your exact amount. I never use that because I rather get it cheaper if they can get it cheaper. Custom text or standard text. So if you put custom text, you get to put that 150 characters in. Standard ad, you do not get to put the 150 characters in, but if you have a series, you can run group ads. And for me, these are always profitable. And all the other authors I know, I'm like, have you ever done a group ad? What's that? I show them and it turns out to be profitable for them too. That's it. You would click standard, you choose every book in your series next, and it has no words, no copy. They just show all the books together and that makes people buy them. Like all of them, they might have just been going to buy one and they see all of them. I don't know. Anyway, it works. So you can kind of see the bottom of the screen, like the first book, that's actually my first kids mystery. So I could choose that, but if the screen would have let me take a picture further down, I'd scroll down, it would have all my books and I can choose to advertise whichever. If I do custom text, I can only choose to advertise one book. Standard text, or standard ad, I don't get to do anything creative at all, nothing, but it will advertise a whole group. I could pick every single book I'd published and advertise them together. And I've actually tried that, like mixing the kids' books and Jessica James and Fiona. And actually the mixture of Jessica James and Fiona works well too. Those are usually very profitable ads. So it seems to be like if someone's looking for Fiona and then they're like, oh, wow, look at that. She has this other thing. They buy it too, I guess, or vice versa. But they're usually profitable ads as well.